it goes all back to what I've said the whole time, Mark, and I said this on your show. I believe that this is all about a culture Les Miles and Joe Oliva created in that athletic department that seemed to survive for quite some years until the last few, and it seemed the Drake Davis case was the last, and the Ray Parker as well. Ray Parker, I should say, would be the last case. It just seems like there's just some craziness going on, and it seems like everything's about to come out, and we're going to see how everything was handled. But, according to my barometer, I did not feel that Les Miles and Joe Oliva, who was the AD at the time during the Miles tenure, were doing a good job at all. I felt like it was an absolute circus in the discipline department, and it just seemed some oddball stuff was going on, and this is no shock to me. But it is quite an intense step for a lot of people to imagine. But this is something I've been kind of thinking, had an instinct of for a while, that something wasn't off. Something was off with Les. Something wasn't right, and that's what we're hearing. And there's just too many reports, and it's very vindicating for Coach Ed Orgeron, who is starting to kind of be painted with the lion's share of the blame for the Title IX investigations. But yeah.
We got Lon Phillip Sullivan on the line from LSU Odyssey, so join him and the rest of the crew over there covering LSU athletics. So I remember when Sports Illustrated posted that 2013 story, and it was detailed, it was lengthy, it was exhaustive, it was alarming and shocking. And I remember waiting and thinking, okay, this is all going to blow up. This is Sports Illustrated. This is when people actually went out and bought these Sports Illustrated magazines off the shelf. Like, this was a big deal. And then nothing resulted. And I have since forgotten about it to a certain extent until you just brought it up. So my question to start this out would be, is there any connection between these two incidents, these two alleged incidents? Or the two stories, I should say. There are many incidents involved, but the two stories that you cited.
Oh, you mean with Les?
Yes.
With Les specifically, I would think so. I mean, obviously, Oklahoma State, what happened there is a whole different issue. But it seems with Les, there's just a lot of, the bulk of the Title IX investigations came during his tenure as well. Not only that, the players as well. But I think Ray Parker, Drake Davis were the only two. And I think Ed Ingram as well, but Ed Ingram was cleared of those charges, so we can't really count that one. But so you got two, and then you've got a lot of craziness from the Les Miles era, especially Darius Geis, as we well know. And it seemed like Ed Orgeron was kind of, put with the brunt of that in that USA Today piece, and Les kind of got away with one there, and in a lot of people's eyes. And so I kind of feels more justified than I don't feel like LSU fans are afraid for Les Miles here. I think LSU fans sensed something was off from just what I'm hearing.
So I would think that even though this is extremely serious, that with all the main players in charge, the culprits off campus, no longer affiliated with the university, that what is going to be the ramifications of this? You're not going to penalize, although this happens every time that there is periphery collateral damage. But in this case, nobody's left from that regime.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, though. LSU still has Verge Osbury on the staff.
Okay.
And he had texts from Drake Davis admitting to punching a woman. And he did nothing about it. He didn't report it. He did nothing about it. He sat on those texts, and he reported them later, after the fact, which doesn't count in my book. I mean, you act when you hear something like that. It's despicable. And he's still on staff. So, LSU maybe get punished for that type of thinking, having Verge Osbury there. Maybe the optics of that doesn't look too good. But the rest of it would feel a little harsh if this current regime were to be, banned from bowl games anymore after we were already banned from last year's. And I think it'd be a little too much until we see the entirety of the investigation. And, we'll get that from the Hush Blackwell independent review, but we also need to see how the rest of this plays out. If LSU can find who actually, did this, who were the specific people responsible for covering this up. I have a few names. You got the Verge Osbury, Sharon Jones is a name that was thrown around a bunch, and I cannot find any evidence to confirm anything that Sharon Jones did. So I don't know if USA Today just lumped her in there, but I can't find any evidence for any wrongdoing from Sharon Jones's side. So that's just to say that to give her a little credit there for Sharon Jones, because I feel like until I see some of that evidence of her wrongdoing, that's kind of weird that her name is involved. But Verge's, he has no excuses for what Verge Osbury did. But yeah, interesting times. I don't see LSU getting some type of multi-year bowl ban or some 10+ scholarship rip. They've already cut our scholarships pretty hardcore. They've already limited our recruiting time pretty hardcore. There's a lot of barometers, a lot of hoops that LSU are already having to jump through right now, and I just can't see any more being tacked onto that. But that's just me thinking logically. I'm not thinking like the NCAA. And NCAA, knowing them, they've been wanting to punish LSU for quite some time. This is like the third time they've gotten the FBI involved with us. And it's the first time that it really, should have been, the FBI should have been involved. This is the first time. And, we'll see. We'll see, Mark. It's a really messed up situation. I can't see LSU being banned from going to the college football playoff. I can't see us being banned from a postseason bowl. I just can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see a death penalty type penalty. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't think we're venturing off into that that type of territory with the death penalty. But as soon as you confirm that there's a member of the current staff that's prominent in all this, then I think that there could always be some pretty harsh ramifications. Now, has anybody from the LSU side had any kind of rebuttal or any kind of response to this outside of we're going to cooperate with the investigation?
Les Miles, when he was called by, I believe it was the Advocate, he said that's not true to the allegations by the woman that there was a settlement in 2013. He tried to claim that that wasn't true. LSU, as for themselves, I actually sent a Freedom of Information request to them myself for these sealed documents, and they tried to claim that there wasn't any sealed documents, and gave me some type of excuse as to why they didn't have to produce the documents, and it's just a waiting game to just to stall until we run out of time, and they finally have to send them, and then will it be relevant by that time, or that's what they're trying to I think do here. And whoever in the athletic department is in charge of whatever's going down, I think that's who LSU needs to remove. It's toxic, and it's probably the last stay over from the Les Miles era.